On top of Dreamcatcher coming back with an amazingly underrated song, on top of Card coming back with one of their best songs in the last year or so, on top of Pentagon's first official album, Monsta X's release, still with Wonho's voice, Weki Meki, and all the ones that we've already talked about in the last week or so, there's so much goodness to dive into. And today, February 21st, for a few key reasons, marks the pinnacle of all of this where we could celebrate everything we've been blessed with lately. Obviously, one of the things leading up to today has been the build to BTS's comeback, which we'll get to, but on that note, I think one of the funnier parts of this build-up was the release of these concept photos because fans took them and ran with the edits. To the point where V even acknowledged them by saying, "It seems like I won't really have to wear costumes for photo shoots." Now, there's two ways to take this. The first is the way he meant it, not wearing costumes as in he can show up in whatever he wants, and they can just edit in whatever they need to later. The second place to take this is straight to Santa's naughty list, like this fan who thought he meant he wouldn't have to show up in clothes, period. I love how flabbergasted he seems, saying, excuse me, what are you thinking about and what are you thankful for? As you can probably tell, he was just having a bit of fun, even calling them crazy in a punny way, telling them to get their minds out of the gutter. Weverse seems to be a godsend for fans because you get tipsy posts when they've been drinking a little bit, you get funny, naughty conversations like this one. It's just cool to see them interacting and communicating with fans in such a casual way. And today, of all days, there was definitely one person I was hoping to hear from, and that's Wendy. For the first time since her heartbreaking incident, she's finally updated us on her birthday. She assures us that she's recovering well, and the part that hit me the most was her reiterating that she'll always be singing next to us. This post, along with the story of her not letting go of her microphone even on the way to the hospital, and the fact that her dream room is a soundproof room where she can sing as loud and as long as she wants, just shows how much of a passion singing is in her heart. And that makes me admire her more than she can know. That dedication to her art is ironically what BTS has been referencing this whole time on the way to Map of the Souls 7. 7, as they've stated many times, refers to the 7 members, the 7 years they've been BTS, and the 7th song on this album, Black Swan, is the key to the entire album and the key to understanding their title track music video for On. It's the reason it was released first, along with a performance dance piece and a worldwide project to bridge different types of art together. There are also so many parallels, I don't think by coincidence, between BTS's concept and the film Black Swan, which is about an obsessed artist driven by desire and fear and how they lose themselves along that journey toward their dreams. The Ego release represented what drove that desire, and the Shadow trailer represented that regret and fear of submerging into its depths. Constantly pushing ourselves
harder. It's gonna be harder than before. And harder.
What do you mean harder?
It's really hard.
What is that
I can't tell more.
Wait,
I can't tell more.
What is hard?
It's the hardest we can go.
The fear of losing ourselves and becoming something we're not for the sake of success. That's why at the beginning of the music video, you see the members wearing chains around their necks, as if it's holding the cracks together and holding back what's trying to manifest. But the more they fight it, the more it breaks through. What BTS are trying to make us realize is that this side of ourselves that we're so afraid of is just another aspect of ourselves. The shadow like me. This music video and the whole album is the journey of recognizing, accepting, and embracing the different things that make you who you are. Good and bad.
You know, this album is like a big statement and declaration that we admit our destiny, we admit our shadows and lights at the same time, and you know, yeah, it's like recognize our destiny and all the past.
And don't let the single setting fool you into thinking this is a simple music video. It represents the place where they have to imprison themselves in order to enlighten themselves. From giving into that fear to welcoming it as they transform into who they're supposed to be. Until finally, at the end, rather than being separated, rather than seeing links of a chain, we see the ego and the shadow, the light and the dark, linked together.